Hey everybody, and welcome back to Positive Vibes with Kat. Cue the intro music. Hey everybody, and welcome back. Today's segment is what we're going to call Advice with Mom, hence this extra chair that's just here. Before I get started though, I wanted to take a quick moment to recognize that the TV is still on in the background, so I'm going to have to record this whole thing over again. So let's start again. What's up everybody, and welcome back. I wanted to take a moment and thank you all for watching and liking and subscribing. It means so much to me. I got a lot of positive feedback on it. I got a lot of messages on my Snapchat and my Instagram, so thank you so much guys. It's really heartfelt.
2 hours later.
Back to this. The topic we're going to be talking about today is one that's close to home for me. It's called depression and obsessive thoughts. They kind of go hand in hand. Anxiety also throws a little key in there, but we're going to be sticking mostly to obsessive thoughts, compulsions, and depression. So without further ado, here's my mom, the mother of the Fantastic Four. Ta-da!
My name is Erica. I am Kat's mom, and I was a teen mom. I had Kat when I was 16 years old, high school dropout. Life got a little bit hard, and met my better half when Kat was 1 year old, about a year and a half, and we got married, 25 years already. And in the meantime, I went back to school, got my GED, and went to nursing school. Now I'm a nurse.
School nurse.
Now a school nurse.
She was a hospital nurse first. She's very impressive. If anything, I can say that my mom is like my role model, because all the things she's accomplished with all the hardships she's had make me strive to be this like great person. So thanks for that, Mom. Okay, so obsessive thoughts and depression. So to throw it back to my teenage years, like I've stated before, I'm 26 years old. I'm about to turn 27. But I had a lot of issues growing up because I was overweight. I was very secluded. I was in a bubble. You can verify this. I was very naive. But all of this led to me always being in my head. And I still struggle with that to this day. I'm very in my head all the time. I overthink things 500 times before I do it. I don't think that's a bad thing all the time, but sometimes it stops you from living your best life.
I think you're on point. I think you always struggled with the sadness. We always noticed it, but really hit hard when you went to college, and that's when you really hit rock bottom.
Yeah, that was a rude awakening for me, but I believe everything happens for a reason, and this channel was really inspired for that. Was everything happens for a reason. So I think going away to college, as hard as that was, because it was my first time away from home, it was a really awakening experience for me, and something that, although I did hit rock bottom, it definitely made me the person I am now, where I want to achieve nothing but positivity, and everything that happens that's negative, I always want to turn it around and make it into a learning experience, because I believe that's what life is comprised of. But definitely when I went away to college, that was the worst. And it wasn't that college was bad. It was just I was out on my own. I was away from my grandparents who kept me in my bubble. It's very hard, and I did have friends. They were a good support system, but when you've been in this bubble, I feel like most of the time you go crazy. And I kind of did, but not in the way that people expected. I didn't become a huge partier or anything. I just secluded myself completely. There was a point in time where I lasted a week and a half where I did not leave my room. I did not eat. I did not go to class. I did nothing. They had to call my RD at the time to come and talk to me and see if I was alive, because no one had heard from me. I reached out after struggling so much. I reached out and finally admitted I need help. I can't get out of this by myself. And I went to see someone on campus. All of this was happening while my mom was completely kind of clueless, because I didn't even tell you.
You called.
I called you, but I never really explained.
When you were locked up in the room, no, you never told me about that.
I never explained the extent of how deep I had fallen.
Except when you called me crying that you wanted to kill yourself.
Yeah, that was a hard one. Yeah, when I called you telling you that I wanted to kill myself. That was about towards the end of the week too.
Yeah, so we picked you up. You came home.
Yeah.
And that's when
I
I
went-
started seeing.
Yeah. I don't think we should mention names. I went and I got medicated. So I was finally, for the first time in my life, medicated for something that I should have honestly been on for a while, because this had built up so much.
Well, I think also culture plays a little bit of a role in it, because mommy, my mother, although I did notice her sadness in high school and mentioned it to my mom several times, it's kind of like taboo, I think, in the older generation, that they think that if you say you're depressed, there's something wrong with you. You can't see, it's taboo to say that you're going to see either a therapist or a psychiatrist, because it's not how we handle things. I don't want to say all the Spanish families, but the majority of the Spanish families, I think it's a thing that in the older generation more.
It's a people of color thing kind of thing, because I've talked to all my ethnic friends, and it's pretty much the same consensus, where your parents are like, oh yeah, no, just do this, or let's go to church, which I'm not saying church is a bad thing, never ever will I ever say that, but I think it's a big consensus where everyone, their parents don't, it's not that they don't want to help you, they just don't want to admit that there's something wrong with you. And it's not a bad thing. There's nothing wrong to say that you don't feel happy. It's something we all have to go through
And maybe figure out what is the cause of why you're not feeling happy. You figured it out, mainly.
Yeah, and it's okay to be medicated. Medication should come with therapy. You should never just medicate and not take the therapy part of it, because I believe therapy will help you take the step you need to change the way you think. Because depression is a chemical imbalance, but it's also a habit of how you think. So you want to think positively, and you want to start thinking, yes, I am sad today, but what can I do to change the way I feel right now? This is Prince. He's adorable. I don't know why he's wearing a Christmas sweater. No one will tell me. So yeah, therapy helps. Pets help. Look at that cute face. And I still, to this day, struggle with obsessive thoughts, is what I'm going to call it. Because I'll do something very minor where I mess up, and I know I've messed up, but I can't stop replaying it in my head, and I'll beat myself down for it, and I'll berate myself. And I feel like I used to think that was a very common thing. I thought that was normal. And
I think most people do.
Yeah, and I think it took a lot for me to realize that that's not normal. Most people, they mess up. Well, successful people, they mess up. And like I've learned, success is a ladder of failure. So you fail, you try again. You fail again, but you keep failing better. You don't stay on that failure and you're just berating yourself and you're like, I'm useless, I can't do this. And it always turned to that for me.
Well, I think that everybody at one point in their life, or for many points in their life, go through a period of sadness. I think it's important to recognize that, yes, you feel sad, and maybe if you can, figure out what's the reason you're feeling sad and deal with it if you can. Like you said before, it's not staying in that period or in that phase where you're beating yourself up with the same thoughts and the same feelings, because you're not going to get better. I think it's so important to talk to somebody, whether it be a therapist if you can't see a therapist, parents, there's got to be a friend, somebody that you can talk to and maybe vent, and somebody who can help you get through those negative feelings and negative thoughts. I mean, I'd be lying if I said that I never went through those periods of thinking. Those thoughts always come and go. Like I said, it is normal to feel sad, but what's important is not to stay there. It's like when you fall, you definitely don't stay on the floor. You get up, dust yourself off, and keep moving. It's so important to not beat yourself up if you make a mistake, because you learn through your mistakes. There's always something to be learned, and get help. You're not the only one feeling the way that you're feeling. Even if you think and you feel like you're alone at that moment, you're not. There's always somebody else that's going through the same things, or somebody who has gone through the same things that you're going through and has learned something from it, or has learned the way to get through it. So it's important to speak up and verbalize the feelings. Say something, look for the help, and you'll feel better. And then you'll realize that, oh my God, I really wasn't alone. I'm not alone in this. There is a solution to the problem, because when you're going through so many things and you're feeling alone, you think you don't see a way out. You feel like there is no solution to your problem, but that's not the case. There's always a solution to every problem, as long as you're willing to do what needs to be done.
I just wanted to add that at the bottom of this video, in the description, I'm going to link resources in my area, which is New Jersey, where you can reach out to people that are struggling with depression.
You should also put there is a national
suicide hotline.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm going to be putting everything I find down in the description. So if any of you want to reach out. Also, my DMs are open, my Snapchat's open, my inbox is open. So reach out to me. I'm not professional, but I'm here to listen to any of you guys. So there's that. So thank you, Mother, for being on my channel and helping us out. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Say bye to everybody.
Bye, everybody, and remember, you are very loved. Somebody out there loves you more than you think. More importantly, please love yourself more than anybody can ever love you.
Self-love 2019. I'm gonna be right back because this extra chair is not centered. So that's all we have for you today. Thank you for watching. I just want to leave you guys with a short message that, yeah, sometimes we get stuck in this tunnel. It's a really dark tunnel, and sometimes we keep trying to reach the light at the end of the tunnel, but you don't see a light at the end of the tunnel. But we gotta keep pushing through because that light is there. You're gonna get out of this, and you might need help, but know that there's always someone there to help you, and you're never alone. So thank you for watching, everybody. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, cue the outro.